A brightness was around about it, and radiating out of its midst, like the color of amber out of the midst of fire. So now you can see this bright light that is around the storm, and also actually within the storm is like this bright amber color that's coming out of here. So you have these dark clouds that are swirling within itself, and there's fire within these clouds that are swirling and engulfing themselves. And then outside of this cloud, you have this amber glow throughout the cloud, in the way that he's describing this. Within the midst of the storm was like an eye of amber from the middle of the fire. And that's Ezekiel chapter 1 and verse 4, where he's talking about it. So after all of this and all this is going on, in the very midst, there's kind of like this eye of fire that looks like amber sitting in the middle of the storm. And that's what he's describing. Amber, interestingly enough, is actually a color that is typically used with judgment. So Ezekiel chapter 8 and verse 2 is an example of this. Over in Ezekiel 2:8, it says, "Then I looked, and there was a likeness like the appearance of fire from the appearance of his waist, and downward fire, and from his waist upwards like the appearance and brightness of a color of bright amber." And of course, in the context, he's talking about one who is coming in judgment. So it does tend to, the color itself does tend to relate to judgment. Of course, in the context and what Ezekiel is going to talk about, there is going to be some judgment involved in what he's actually referring to.